In today's gospel, Jesus takes three people, Peter, James, and John, and he goes up the Mount Tabor, where we have this experience of the Transfiguration. It'd be very easy for the three apostles to think that they must be the most important apostles. They were the ones Jesus picked to be with them and took them up the mountain so they might see the vision. But the fact of the matter is, Jesus took them up there to see the vision because these would be the three people who would be closest to him physically during the whole business of the crucifixion. They were the three that he took aside to be with him during the vision that he had of the temptations that were going on in his life, the suffering in Gethsemane. And they will be the ones who are most closely involved in the process of the crucifixion of Jesus, where all the others disappeared. One of the difficulties with dealing with God is that when you and I think, the only thing we have to work with is our past. And when God works with us, all God's interested in is our future. It makes us very difficult in dealing with God. We tend to judge things. If something wonderful happens to me, I try and figure out something in my life for which I deserve something wonderful. I can usually find it. Okay? And if something awful happens, I can always find it. I'm a Catholic. I know guilt. Okay? I can always find it if something bad happens. But the fact is, you and I have to come to grips with the fact that God only deals with the future. That's why he finds it so easy to forgive us. He wants to forget it as much as we do. He always looks to the future. I'll give you another biblical example. Do you remember when Elizabeth was pregnant, an older woman, and was having her child? So Mary went from where she was living to the area of Jerusalem where Elizabeth was. And Mary was there for the birth of the child. And you could think this would be a wonderful thing, that Mary should be there and helping Elizabeth, and a good thing. But the reason God did that for Mary is that when Mary had her child, she was going to be alone in a cave with a carpenter. And if she'd never seen the birth of a child, she would be in very great trouble. She was being prepared for the birth of Jesus. It's something for us to understand. Everything that goes on in our lives, try not to look backwards to figure out the why. Try and figure out what God is doing with us. I heard an interesting thing about the flu. I was telling people, there was a doctor on TV. He's French, but he's part of the World Health Organization. And he said, if you can remember just three things, you'll find the whole flu season and this whole thing easy to deal with. The first thing is, almost everybody's going to get it. 2, almost everybody's going to survive. But don't think you've missed the bullet, because the one absolute is, everyone one day is going to die.